What's up, guys? Is the market crashing? Is this it? Is it over? What's up, guys? Carolynn Castillo here, team leader with eXp Realty at Absolute Top Dollar. So I'm so excited to be sharing with you a market update. So we've been having tons of conversations with our clients recently, and it's been crazy. So everybody's saying, is the market shifting? Is it gonna crash? What's gonna happen? Are we still gonna sell houses? How's everything going? So the good news is that we're still selling houses and people are still moving. And guess what? Real estate is gonna continue no matter what, guys. That's the big story, because you know what? People move for a reason. People move because they're getting a divorce. People move because somebody died. People move because someone had a baby and they need a bigger house. People move because they're upsizing, they're downsizing, they're job relocating. All those things are still going to happen in life. So regardless if we're in a seller's market, a buyer's market, a good market, a bad market, whether there's inflation or no inflation, the real estate is going to continue to move because life doesn't stop. Life keeps going and situations change and people change, and that's where the moving is going to keep happening. However, we have been on a unicorn riding through the last 2 years of the real estate market and literally riding on the coattails of success up to the real estate gods. Everybody's been making money in real estate. I mean, a lot of money. I'll be honest, guys, I have made the most money that I have made in my entire career in these last 2 years. And all my sellers that have sold have made quadruple the amount of money that I've made, because this has just been a insane real estate market, and amazing for sellers, amazing for buyers too, though, okay? Because I'm going to break it down for you. So the last 2 years, the prices have gone up astronomically, right? That more than anybody ever could have imagined, right? But at the same time, the interest rates were so low. So you could actually loan the money for so cheap. I know, like in COVID, like during 2020, like at the very beginning, not the very beginning, but towards the end of 2020, people were actually getting loans for like 2.9. So there's actual mortgages out there right now with a 30-year fixed mortgage on a property for 2.9. That's crazy, guys. So what we're seeing now is the interest rates have gone up. As everybody knows, you've been seeing it on the news. The interest rates have gone up. So what happens when that happens is that, okay, let's first take a moment and let's be honest. Everybody knows everybody max qualifies when they buy a house, okay? So you go to a mortgage broker, you get pre-qualified to buy a house. When you get pre-qualified, the mortgage broker says, okay, you're approved to buy a $425,000 house, okay? So you go back to your realtor and say, oh, okay, I want to buy a house for $375,000. No, that doesn't happen. You go to your realtor and say, I want to buy a $450,000 house for $425,000. Okay, let's be real. So everybody max qualifies when they're buying a house, which means they stretch their budget to the maximum that they can go to buy the house. Well, now that the interest rates have gone up, all those buyers that were pre-qualified to buy a house, they were, let's say, gonna buy a house at $425,000. They liked the houses at $450,000. They hated the houses at $400,000 and $375,000. But when the interest rates changed, guess what happened? Now they don't qualify to buy the house at $425,000. They have to buy the house at $375,000 or $400,000. So right now we're seeing a really big pullback in the market because buyers are like, I don't want to buy that house. I don't like that house, okay? So it's going to take time for us to work through this so everybody can get adjusted, okay? So the buyers are having to get adjusted and saying, hey, I don't qualify for the house that I want anymore. They have to like realign their vision, and they have to get their vision to what they're actually qualified for. On the other side, you have the sellers that now have competition. Where sellers haven't had that, okay? For the last 2 years, sellers have had zero competition. Ask me how many houses have expired, canceled, have not sold in the time that they were on the market. Hardly any. Okay. Why? Because everything is selling. Because if you go into a neighborhood, there's one house for sale. Guess what? You've got all these buyers that are max qualified and one house for sale. Guess what happens? You're going to get multiple offers. You're going to get bidding over. You're going to sell your soul, to buy the house. All of that is changing. So now when I look at the inventory and I look at what's available, I'm seeing 5 houses for sale, 7 houses for sale, 6 houses for sale, and so now a buyer can go into the market, which realtors are going to be happy too, because being a buyer's agent in this market, a lot of buyer's agents have just straight up quit because it's hard. Okay. But now as a buyer's agent, you can go and say, okay, let's go look at 5 houses and decide which one is best for you. So now the sellers are going to have to be more negotiable. Sellers are not going to be getting, I'll pay $50,000 over the appraisal value, appraisal waiver contingencies, no inspection period, all this crazy stuff that we were doing in the market these last 2 years. We're starting to see it get back to traditional real estate. Guys, this is not a bad thing. This is actually a good thing because we need the healthy market. Most buyers, I'm going to tell you, most buyers, okay, have all their money stuck in their house. So that means that, let's say they bought their house for $200,000. Now their house is worth $400,000. Oh, shoot, we got $200,000. Well, it's like monopoly money because the $200,000 is stuck inside your house. Okay. So in order for you to liquidate that 200, you got to turn around. You got to sell your house, put the cash in your pocket, and then go buy the next house. Well, we weren't even able to do that before because if I sold your house, where are you going to go? There was no houses for sale. Zero. Nothing. So now we're getting to a place where the buyers have to adjust, okay? So, you have to adjust and say, hey, I'm getting a 5%, I'm getting a 6%, which, guys, at the end of the day, it's still not that bad, at 5%, 6%, and this is what I qualify for. Start readjusting your vision, okay? And then the sellers are going to have to start becoming more realistic. Hey, you're not the only show in town anymore, okay? There's 5 other sellers in the neighborhood, okay? And, is yours updated? Do you have a pool? Is yours super nice and clean? Is yours this? Like, we haven't had seller competition. There's been no competition for sellers, okay? So are sellers still gonna sell? Yes, absolutely. We wanna, I wanna educate you guys to know that yes, the market is shifting. Yes, buyers are going to continue to buy. And yes, sellers are going to continue to sell. But it's going to get back to a more normal state, okay? So everybody should be applauding this. Everybody should be excited. Yes, who wouldn't want to get a house, for 2.5% or 3%? Yeah, I would. But you also have to think about something, okay? The people that got a house at 3%, guess what? They probably also waived the appraisal. They probably also paid, we just had a closing and they paid $50,000 over the appraisal value. So yes, their rate was locked in and they have a lower rate, but they had to cash out, they had to put out all that cash. So you have to really look at the whole picture, and so we are happy. We are monitoring the market. And now, guess what, guys? Not just anybody can sell a house anymore. There's been a lot of famous realtors right now because you just throw it on the market and boom, it's sold, okay? But Absolute Top Dollar, we've been selling houses for Absolute Top Dollar, setting records in neighborhoods before COVID hit, before all of this madness happened. So if you're out there thinking, man, I really want to sell my house, you need to make sure you're dealing with a top-notch listing agent. And that's what we are. We specialize in getting homes sold for Absolute Top Dollar. So there's a link below. book a consultation with me for free. Let's talk about your situation. We don't have to meet at your house. We can have a Zoom appointment. Let's just start talking about it. Tell me what your ideas are. Tell me what you're thinking. Oh, we want to get a bigger house, or we want to this or that, or let's have a free consultation and just discuss it. We can do a free CMA for you, give you a marketing strategy that will get your house sold with competition. You haven't had to deal with that before. We haven't had to deal with competition, but guys, we're getting back to a traditional market. So don't be opposed of it. Buyers, don't be scared to buy. It's good. Buy a house. Guess what? Now you're not going to have to pay all that money over. You're not going to have to waive an inspection period. You know, I'll be honest. I represent sellers, okay? And these market conditions have been very favorable, okay, for us as a listing agent. But, you know, like when you go to buy a house, it's the most expensive thing you've ever bought in your life. You're waiving the inspection. You know, it used to be where you got an inspection and this was wrong and that was wrong and this was wrong, and the seller and you made an agreement and said, hey, you know what? I'll give you a credit for $2,500 so you can go get this stuff fixed. We're getting back there, guys. We're getting back to a normal, stabilized market. So encourage it. Don't be scared of the interest rates. Realize, yes, you're paying more interest rate, but you're gaining in a lot of other areas, okay? So I hope this video was encouraging. We are shifting, but it's going to be in a positive way as of right now. So I will keep you updated if things get a little more topsy-turvy. But as of right now, we're heading to a good place. Give me a call. Hit up the link below. Let's set up a free consultation and get your home sold for absolute top dollar. Thanks for watching the video. Stay blessed.